So for today's adventure, I'm at Old Sarum, and this is a picture board of what it used to look like. And this would have been in the 12th century, and this is what it looks like today. So I've just come through the main entrance around here. Pardon me. And that was like the bridge up. They built like a fort around it. And then on the board over that side, it said there would have been like guards on the gate. And then you come up to this bit. So I think there was a castle in here. I'm not a massive history person, but I do find it interesting. But I say I'm not a massive history person, I just don't know a lot about it. So I don't want to say stuff that I don't know, but I just find it so interesting. Can you imagine like there being a whole village in here, like a community? This says a place to gossip. So this was the main source of water, which I just think is crazy. Like all the life that used to be here, and now I'm just walking around it, having a little mooch, when somebody's whole life was here. Which I think is mad. That's why I love having an explore around these sorts of places. And I think there's so many places in England where we've got castles and history, and I think it's just, yeah, it's crazy that we can do this. So this was the lower chapel. And there's probably like loads that I'm missing. I know when I've looked around other places, there's like bits in the stonework and like, yeah, if they've marked the stonework, so many different stories that you can look at. Let me get a bit closer so you can see. But I think that's incredible. Like they built this fort, dug it out. Imagine how much time that would have taken, and they would have had what sort of like I'm not going to say machinery, but tools. Like they would have had to craft those tools. And then it makes me think of the games that I've been playing at the moment. So I've been playing video games. I'm getting into gaming, and recently I've been playing two things. One is like a zombie game, but you have to craft your own tools. But you have to go out and like collect the wood and collect the stone and then be able to craft it. And I just think it's I'm not comparing myself to the people that were able to build this, but knowing how much time and effort goes into learning the trade, crafting the tools, using it, repairing it, it's incredible what we used to do, we used to be able to do. And I'm getting into different genres of film and TV as well. I think just being able to like imagine and see what everything used to look like. And like period dramas. Not that it's quite the same, but I watched Wuthering Heights last night, the new one with Margot Robbie. Such a long film. Yeah, it was okay. It's quite like dark and twisted. I've not read the book. I would like to. I did see quite a few people online saying that the film didn't do the book any justice. And talking about films, I'm going to see, hopefully, Mandalorian soon when it comes out. Wow, look at that. Let me come out the sun. Can you see down there on the ground all the paths and flooring. And I know I'm a National Trust member, this isn't one, but the big drops that they had in the gardens, the National Trust properties, like the massive houses, they're so grand. And I think it was called a hee-hee, like the big drop that they put in the garden. It was used for keeping like livestock out. And I think it's a rumour about why it's called a hee-hee, but it was hee-hee, like you fell. Obviously that's not here because they've made a big old drop to stop the enemies getting in, but that reminded me of that. And this was the back entrance. Wow, look over there. Look at that view. I imagine like everything that was going on here, you'd hear like chains and the blacksmith, horse and carriage, fighting, swords, food, meat being cooked. A whole village of people. Ah, looks like there's a little trail. Can you see that little thing down there? So this is English Heritage, which I'm not a member of. My ticket was about £8 or £9 to get in today. And annually, I think it said on the board it was about £84 for an adult with no concessions. And I'm kind of tempted to get a membership because there is so much around to see. And I think that because I've got National Trust, and I think that's about £96 for the year. And there are options to pay it monthly as well. So apparently the abbey used to be in here, and then let me turn this around, and now it's moved further. Where is it? Here in Salisbury town. Look at the size of that ditch. Isn't that incredible? Imagine like the hustle and bustle here, the noises, the smells. You'd have lines of defence, guards on the gate. If enemies tried to attack here, you'd have probably archers, swords, everything. We're now in Salisbury town centre. Let me show you this new ring that I just brought. It's a scorpion. I've wanted one for so long. Let me show you the view quickly as well. Beautiful. There's a nice little beer garden there. How lovely does this look? Can you see all the reeds in the water? Anyway, yeah, so I've wanted a scorpion ring for such a long time. I'd say probably like 3 years maybe. I found one in Bath, and I didn't want to spend the money on myself. I thought, no, I need to save. And now I've just decided that I'm gonna treat myself. It's a nice little symbol for me. I love rings. I haven't fully decided on which finger it's going to go on, so it's just... Ooh! Oops. Thank you. So it's just going to sit on the thumb for the moment until I decide where it's going to go, but I love it. A nice bit of jewellery. And to me it's like on my hand, I can see it. And a little reminder for all the good, wonderful things that I want to do and achieve a little bit straight for me. Yeah. Anyway, so we're in Salisbury now, I'll show you. And we're gonna go in the spire. So where I went before in Old Sarum, that was where the old like cathedral used to be, and then they moved it over here. You can see it a bit better from up here now. So I'll show you in. Now we're gonna have a mooch around the shops and have lunch here. I know up here they have a Harry Potter shop, so I'll see if it's this way. That's pretty cool. See, look how beautiful these buildings are. And I have to keep reminding myself, whenever I walk through a town, you have to look up to have a look at the buildings. This particular one reminds me of, oh, there's the Harry Potter shop. Yeah, it reminds me of Shakespeare. Let me show you again. Stratford-upon-Avon. I definitely recommend having a little look around there. This is Harry Potter. Oh, it's St George's Day today. Like an old castle. The gates where you'd meet the guard. Fudge pantry. There's some really nice shops. But yeah, Stratford-upon-Avon, had a look around there maybe last year, I think. That's a really cool place to go. Lots of buildings like that, and you see a statue of William Shakespeare, and I think you can pay to go in, which is really cool. See where he started, I think his childhood home, so you can see where he started writing. Now we're at Salisbury Cathedral. Let me spin you around so you can have a look. It's massive. Sort of reminds me of oh my god, what's the film called? Reminds me of Hot Fuzz. Do you know when they're at the village fete and the spire comes down? Can I say that? I don't know if I can film inside, so I'll just film a little bit outside and then tell you about it. But I have been made aware this is where the Magna Carta is, which is basically the rules that gave us all rights to stop the king doing his thing. And another fun fact, that they were only ever allowed to write law on one piece of paper, so everything would have been condensed onto this one sheet. So this is where a copy of the Magna Carta is. Let me show you up. Isn't that crazy? It's insane. I'm not a religious person, but I can appreciate a beautiful building, and the crafting that would go into it. I can't even imagine what it would have looked like in the day when they built it and carved it and engraved it, but it is amazing. Like I said, I don't know if I can film in here because it's religious, so I want to be respectful, but we'll see. It's massive. Wow. Look at the woodwork. Can you walk through here? Look at the size of the organs up there. is massive. Oh, we did ask, and you can film in here, but you can't film the Magna Carta, the lady said. Reminds me of Harry Potter. Look at the tree. Yeah, it is. That's the Whomping Willow. There's a National Trust one similar to this. It's called Laycock Abbey, but it's a lot smaller. This is incredible. Wow. So you can't go in and take photos of the Magna Carta, but this is basically exactly what it looks like, and it's in there in darkness. So obviously to preserve it you can't take photos, but it looks exactly the same as this. Imagine writing that small in that font with your writing tools. How neat that is. So I had a lovely day in Salisbury, and I just want to talk about my day and show you my outfit. I went shopping in Primark, and apologies if you see the mess on the bed behind me. I've just been organising lots of stuff. Last night I uploaded loads of clothing to Vinted. I was selling loads of it this morning, and I've just been organising more stuff, so it is a mess in my room. But I want to show you my ring again, Scorpion. Hopefully you can see it. It'll focus. Yeah, I had a Google of what the scorpion represents, and it represents like death and rebirth and growth and starting over, which I feel like is just perfect. And I want to show you what I got in Primark. So they've got lots of summer stuff at the moment. I found this really lovely bikini top, leopard print, for £2.50. I saw some black bottoms, like slightly higher waisted, but they didn't have my size, unfortunately. And then I found some black trousers, so I've been trying to like redo my wardrobe a little bit. I feel like most of the stuff I've got, when I put it on, it just doesn't feel like me, and that makes me feel a bit uncomfortable in the clothes that I wear. I do find it easier now that the sun is out and it is starting to get warmer, and I really like, yeah, I like summer clothes. I like wearing dresses, and yeah, I've just trying to be like experimental with clothing and get some nicer bits. Like I got this top. I went in Primark the other day, got really good sale items. Like this was £3, and it feels like denim-y, and I got a few other tops for £1 each, which was so good. I do want to buy like quality clothing, but I just don't have the money at the moment. And I'm not saying Primark isn't quality, but what I would love is like cotton and linen and really durable clothing that will last years and years and years. But I don't have the money for that. So we make do with what we got. So I got these black trousers, and these are like, they look linen-y. They're just plain black all the way down, like wide leg trousers, and I think those would go perfect with like these tops, because I've got the tops and now I just need the trousers. I really want like a capsule wardrobe, just having a few staple bits. And then for the main event, I've been looking for these. So what did I do? I had a look on Primark's website, and they have got some lovely long dresses in at the moment. I do have some shorter dresses, but where it's really windy at the moment, like when they blow up, my dress almost blew up quite a few times the other day, so I wanted longer dresses just to feel a bit more comfortable. So yeah, I had a look on Primark's website and saw these long ones, and it's like 2 straps, sort of like the corset style, and then they're really long, that'll go down to like my ankles. So I just got a plain black one and white polka dot. Polka dots are like really in at the moment. So yeah, I got a few bits, and that is it. I got the ring, I treated myself. Yeah, and then for the main I want to say the main bit or the big news, but yeah, I've been in like a lot of turmoil at the moment, just with like employment, and I think it's like been weighing heavily on me about what I want to do with work and everything. So I've had a lot of big changes, and I've been in this part-time role, and whilst I'm like ever so thankful and grateful for being able to have that employment, there was like a lot of changes with it, and it was just causing a lot of disruption to me. And I think whenever you're doing anything, and I realise this now, the most important thing is just to make sure you're happy. And I've had jobs where like I've not been happy, but on certain days, but I can make the most out of a situation and I'll make it work. And I have been doing that. Like, I understand it's a job, I go in, I do what I have to do, and then I come away again. But the feeling of unhappiness, it was just so intense because things changed in the working environment, and it was just really uncomfortable to go in, and it's to the point where it was affecting me outside of work as well. Yeah, so that's what I've been struggling with, and it's weighing up like I want to leave, but if I leave I'm not going to have anything, and if I don't have anything, this is like just this spiral of like thoughts of, yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? Like, what do I do? And like the worry about money and all of these other things. So yeah, I've been putting a lot of thought into it. And today I decided to resign. I handed in my notice. And this isn't something that I wanted to talk about online because I don't know. Like, I would never want it to either affect the career that I've just left. I know that sounds silly, but affect that or any future careers talking about this sort of thing, because I don't know. Like, it scares me a bit. But I've resigned and I feel like just this massive weight has just slipped off. It's just completely like slipped off my shoulders, and I don't have that like dark cloud hanging over me anymore because I'm not forcing myself into a situation where I don't want to be in it anymore. And I think the worry about sharing this online is the worry of like, if a future employee were to see it and they'd think, well, you're not a very good employee. And that, I know that's not true because, well, it's not true. But I want to look back at this video one day and think, oh girl, you did it. Like, thank God you did it, because that courage has taken you to like so many other places. And it feels like the right decision. I know it is because I put a lot of thought into it and feeling like what feels right. So yeah, one day I want to look back at this video and think, you've done it. Like, you did it, and look where we are now because of the decisions that I'm making now. And I think like it's like a risk assessment. What's going to serve me now? What's going to serve me later? What can I do? Like, thinking about it so much. And it's the right decision because I feel good. I feel free. But equally it's scary because like I'm now unemployed. So if I've got to focus on the good things, the good elements, I focus on like my career and my future and what do I want for myself. And it's like the courage to do difficult things, the courage to stand up and do the right thing for me and other people. And I'd want to like lead by example and share my story and tell other people like, I guess, how good life gets when you start living for yourself. And I guess I could never put myself in that position where I'm able to tell other people how you do that if I'd never have done it myself. So I'm in this stage at the moment where it feels a little bit uncomfortable because it's like fresh and new and I'm figuring things out, but I know it will work out for me. Like, full faith, I know it will work out. So it's like big life updates at the moment. I'm unemployed. I don't like to say that because it makes me scared. But I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. I'm going to be focused on the things that I want to do. Employment wise, like I have been looking at other things, but they're things that I passionately want to do. So for the meantime, I'm going to fill my life with my passions. And what is that going to be? So that's going to be making videos and exploring and sharing my story, and I think putting myself out there a bit more. Doing it. What else do I want to get into? Streaming, making a community, being part of communities, connecting with people, letting go. I feel like I want to explore that childlike wonder where, do you know when you just feel in awe of a situation or a place, or it's just exciting, it's fresh, and even if you do it over and over again, it still feels exactly the same excitement. That is what I want to experience in my life. And I think living under that rock for so long and suppressing my own emotions, I didn't do that for such a long time. So now is the time to do it. It feels like the perfect time, and I'm starting over at 30. But I love my 30s. I turned 30 in December, and I'm so excited about it. I feel like I learnt so much in my 20s. So the 30s is using all that knowledge and also slowing down, being mindful, taking things in, enjoying every moment, no matter what I do, just living in the moment instead of constantly thinking, right, next thing, tick that off, go, right, next thing, tick that off and go, celebrating successes. So tonight I'm going to celebrate my success of choosing myself and choosing my peace and happiness. How am I going to celebrate? I think just sitting and enjoying this feeling of relief. My body and my mind was getting so tense when I was having to go into this job role, because I didn't want to be there. It felt like my body was fighting, and that was quite tiring, and it was really stressful. But I've released that now. It's done, and I'm free of that feeling, which is lovely. So I'm going to celebrate that tonight and take it slow and enjoy that, soak it in. And I love planning. I think I might make a list of all the things I want to do. I think having structured days will be key. Letting it flow and being creative, but also having structure, because I don't want to lose myself in a little spiral of being lost. I want to make the most of this time, and I can't wait to bring you along on this journey. This feels slightly different than the other videos I've done. Usually I explore and share that, but I'm experimenting, and I welcome you along for the ride to come with me on this process. I'm excited. Cool. I'm excited. And I know my 80-year-old self. Will she still know how to use technology? I don't know, but she will watch this back in however long, and she will be so proud that I've made this choice. I know it. So thank you for watching. I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much.